Congratulations. If you have made it up to this point, congratulations to you for following the course up to the end. So for the end of this course, before you go to the exam section, we'll be looking at a complete project, which will be how you use the concept that we have been learning so far to solve a complete project. And for this project, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to create a very simple program as described here. We'll write a program that will ask a user, it's a game, a guess game project or program. We'll ask a user to guess a number from a chosen range. So we'll have the computer generate a number for us, and then a human player will try to guess the number that the computer generated. If you guess the number, if you guess the number larger than the guess number, the computer will print the number is too low. So if the number you guessed is lower than what the computer generated, then it will print on the screen the number is too low, and it will prompt you again to guess another number. If you guess a number that is too high, it will print the number is too high, and it will prompt you again to guess until you have reached all your trials. So the trial can be determined by the user. For this project, we are going to limit the trial to 6. And if you guess it correct, it's going to quit and print a success message saying you guessed it correct. Otherwise, after the 6 trials, it's going to print and say you guessed it wrong. So without further ado, we're going to start writing the program. So we need a computer to guess the program for us. And in one of the courses, we use the import function. So we are going to use the random function, which is used in guessing the number. And before we use the random function, we want to define a variable which will hold the name of the user. So we say, what is your name? So this is the variable that will hold the user's name. Now we're going to write this function straight, this program straight, and after we're going to turn this into a function. So it's actually 2 sections. And we say we have a secret number that we are going to create. And this secret number is, we use the random function. And when you press the dot in PyCharm, I explained that in one of the courses, it gives you all the functions that are present. And if you keep scrolling, they'll give you all the functions. Now, as we go into the Python advanced courses, we're going to look how we work with modules even further. So we're going to use the randint function because we want to define the lower and the upper limit. So our lower limit, and you see when I press a dot in the rand function, it requires 2 parameters, a and b. So you need to define this. These are parameters that are required when you use this function. So our first, we want to guess a number between say 1 and 20. And this is our number that the computer will be guessing. And we can again say print a welcome message for the player. Say, well, put a comma, concatenate, use the name variable that we just created, concatenate again a string. Remember, when you put a plus, you're concatenating strings. And we say, I am trying, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 20. Let's just put it that way, and we close the bracket. And so now you can write this function without a for or a while loop. I'm going to use part of this function for your exam, so it's very important to understand the function. That's why we are writing it from scratch. Now remember, I always say writing functions is good to always have comments. So we could put a comment here, say importing a random module. So you could put your comments here, and as well as here, I'm going to limit the comments since I'm recording directly, not to take so much time. So we say we ask, now we want to ask the player. Now you can also write your programs and then you put the comments later. So ask the player to guess 6 times. Again, as I said, you can always use the while loop as well. So we say for guess taken int, remember the range function. You can use the range functions to get numbers, a range of numbers. Because we want him to guess 6 times, we use the range function that will start from 1 to 6, excluding 7. So that's the lower and the upper limit. So because we want him to guess, we again say guess. We define another variable and we say guess is again an int. Please guess a number. And now we have the user guess a number. What do we do with the number? If guess is less than, we said the program tells us that if it is less than that, remember when you write your if or your function, you have to always put the double the colon at the end. So if you get the number, what do? You print say the number is too low, else, so elif guess is greater than secret number. What do you say? You print again and you tell him the number is too high. Tell him the number is too high, else if it is not too low or not too high, it means he has found the number. And so you can put another comment here, this condition is true, or you say he found the number. So now because he has already found the number, we need now to print a message out to say, okay, if the guess that the user guessed is equal to the secret number that the computer guessed, if that happens, it means we can now print a statement and say hooray. You can say hooray, and we concatenate. We say your name. Oh, sorry. Name. We concatenate again, and we say you guessed. You got it right in. Now what I'm trying to do here is just add additional statement. We concatenate and we want to put guess taken, the number of times that were used, but because when we concatenate we are using strings, we want to put this also in quotation marks, and we concatenate again and we say guesses. So you got, hooray, you got it right in this. Now if I think the if statement disappeared, so we just have to add our if statement here. We say if guess is the same as secret number, and then we want to print, we just need to indent this one. And then for our next statement, if he did not guess it correct, so we say else, we again have to print, and we say sorry, sorry, we concatenate again and we add name, concatenate again and we add name, and we say the number I was thinking was, again we concatenate, and then which number we're putting here is again a string, and this is the secret number. So let's try to run this program to see if we have no errors. So if I run this program, it says if guess is secret number, so we have forgotten somewhere to put here. We need to put that. Do we have any other errors? No. Let's run it again and see. So it said, what's your name? My name is Joe. And so we have invalidated our int. There's 10 Joe. We have an error somewhere. So int input, please enter a number. Okay, here we are saying int, whereas we need a name. So this is where the error came from. And here on resolved random, random is being used and it is saying unresolved. So we need this one to be out, and now it is resolved. Let's run this again. What is your name? My name is Joe. So, well, Joe, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. If I enter 4, it says the number is too low. I go up to 7. It says the number is too high. I go up to 6. It says the number is again too high. I go up to 5. And it says, hooray, Joe, you got it right in 4 guesses. So basically, this is our program, and it is running quite well. So if we see here in 4 guesses, so we'll just need a space here, and the number should work. So here we have our program that is working, and what we can do is that we can transform all this into a function, and the program would still work. So transforming this into a function is extremely easy as well, and I could basically leave that as an assignment for you guys. You just basically need to use the def keyword, and you put def here, you call the function. You can see this is a play game function. Let's say play game function, and you bring this down. It takes no variables, and then this one you have to also indent it 1 level because we're already in the function. So if we tap, they all go there. And the break statement, so secret number, just looking at the time so that so this is our function. We have the guess here, and so what we need to do here is that we need to indent, because the if statement is within. So if we do that and we try to run our program again, let's see what it gets. But here, let's see what happens. Let's run. Now, when you write a function, you have to call it. So basically, the function has not been called. Our function is play game, and if I just call play game without any variables, and you see it has no parameters, that is why I just call it. Again, I explained that in the previous lecture, so if you have followed it, you should be able to understand what I'm doing here. I'm just transforming the program that we just wrote into a function, making it quick and dirty. So let's see if we run it again. What is your name? My name is Joe. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. Please guess a number. I want to start with 8. It tells me the number is too high. I go with 7. It tells me it's again too high. I go with 6. It's again too high. I go with 5. It's again too high. I go with 1. It's again too low. I go with 2. Sorry, Joe. The number I was thinking was 4. So the number I was thinking, so I have to add a space here, and I think I have to add a space here. So now this is our now our program. We have defined a function, and we have called the function at the end. So this is how you use the different. We looked at the for while loop. Now you can write the same program using the while loop. The structure will not be much that different. For loop and the while loop, they almost work the same, except of minor differences. And yeah, this is our program. Try to understand the program. If there's anything you don't understand in what I'm doing here, rewatch some of the videos that I have in the course lectures. And as you prepare for the exam, it will be very important to understand this play game function or program, as I'm going to ask you to do a few changes into this program. Enjoy. Thank you.